everybody, Gage here from Sharp. Excited to have you with me for another video. So sorry it's been so long since we posted last. We are getting back on track here, and we're going to start off with a new video series which we are very excited about, called Gage's Favorite. In this series we're going to go through all of the different shapes of knives that we carry here at the shop. I'm going to pick my absolute favorite and one budget option and explain to you why I would choose those particular knives. So without further ado, let's get into Gage's favorite, Nakiri. So we're not going to diddly around at all here. My favorite Nakiri in the shop right now is this beautiful 165mm Nakiri from Shiro, Kamo. It has a beautiful octagonal rosewood handle on it with black packawood ferrule. It's an enormous 61mm tall, hence the name Tall Nakiri in the product description on our website. It's made from my absolute favorite carbon steel called Algami Super and has a stainless cladding. So that means carbon steel at the core, protected by 2 layers of stainless on the outside. Can be a little bit difficult to see through video, but there is a faint wavy line close to the edge of the knife where the stainless cladding comes to an end, and only past that point is there exposed carbon steel. So that's the only part of the knife that could and will rust if you don't properly maintain this knife. But all you need to do in order to keep rust from forming on it is give it a quick wipe when you're finished using it. So that means before it leaves your hand after you've chopped something to go down on the board, you just need to give it a quick wipe and you'll have no rust issues. So Algami Super is my favorite steel because of its Rockwell hardness. This guy comes in around 63, 64 on the Rockwell scale, which is very, very high. It's quite easy to sharpen in my experience, and when compared to Shirogami or white carbon steel, we find it to be both less reactive to rust and also a little less prone to chipping than Shirogami in our experience. Now it should be noted that this knife is quite thin both at the spine and behind the edge, which is one of the reasons why I chose it as my favorite Nakiri in the shop. Both of these things contribute to a really incredible cutting feel, very, very little resistance as you're cutting through things with this guy. And because of the extreme blade height on it, you've got a really great amount of travel for your guide finger. Gives you a lot of confidence when you're using that up and down chopping motion, which the Nakiri is designed to do. And it really helps with julienning of larger vegetables like Napa cabbage or something like that. The knife feels really, really great in the hand. It's balanced quite far, or I shouldn't say quite far forward, but pretty normal for a Japanese blade, which means about an inch away from where the tang and the handle come together. Again, this is going to further contribute to the ease of use with this knife when you're using that up and down chopping motion. Having that weight forward in the blade is really going to make things easier to do when you're doing that up and down chopping motion. The weight of the knife is going to sort of pull itself through the ingredients, and you're simply just going to have to lift it back up to the starting position. So if you've come into the shop at all and had a conversation about knives with me and what my particular favorite knives are in the shop, you probably already know that the Yu Kurosaki Fujin Algami Super line is my favorite lineup of knives. Maybe a little foreshadowing there for a future video. So you're probably wondering, why, Gage, did you not select the Nakiri from that particular lineup of knives? And while I do love the Nakiri from the Yu Kurosaki Algami Super Fujin line, I just really love the blade height on this guy. If there was a knife that combined those two designs together, so had the cool like sashimi finish on it, I would probably go for that guy. But I just really, really appreciate the nice tall blade on this guy. I think it really makes this a very special knife. So, as of August 2021, the time of shooting this video, this knife is going for $282 Canadian on our website. And now to talk about our budget option, which is the Tosaichi Algami Super Nakiri, coming in at 165mm. So, many of the same points apply to this knife as did the Shiro Kamo Nakiri. Made from Algami Super, which, as you all know already, is my favorite carbon steel. Has a stainless cladding, which cuts down a little bit on the maintenance requirements of this knife. It's nice and thin both at the spine and behind the edge. It's got a very nice handle on it. I wouldn't say that it's quite as nice as the one on the Shiro Kamo, but still a beautiful magnolia wood handle with a buffalo horn ferrule on it. It's very nicely balanced. It's very light. It's got a really, really awesome cutting feel. The only thing that I would say is lacking on this guy is the blade height. And when we compare this to any other Nakiri, totally standard blade height, so absolutely nothing wrong with this knife in that regard. But when compared to the Shiro Kamo, obviously not quite as tall. Another really cool feature about this knife is the choil here. It's nicely sanded down. It's not quite as sharp as some of the other Nakiris that we have in the shop, so very, very comfortable knife in the hand. This guy comes in at $212 for our budget option, so still not a super cheap knife, but if you're looking to come in a little closer to around that $200 mark, this guy's going to help you get there. So there you have it, guys, my favorite Nakiri of 2021, the Shiro Kamo Aogami Super Tall Nakiri, my budget-friendly option, the Tosaichi Aogami Super Nakiri. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we hope that you're excited to see the rest of the series on Gage's favorite. If you have a favorite Nakiri of all time, we would love to hear from you in the comment section down below. Maybe you have some tips or tricks or pointers to anyone shopping for a Nakiri at the moment that you'd like to leave below in the comments. We would super appreciate that as well. If you like this video, make sure to slice that like button and subscribe to our channel for more knife-related content. And until the next video, stay sharp.